Ciao, buongiorno, mi chiamo Michele, and in today's video, I'm at a friend of mine's house, and we're going to take a look at his collection of Carcanos and do a quick show and tell. We also have an unboxing of the latest addition to his collection, and if you stay tuned till the end, we're going to open up a mystery box of Carcano 6.5 ammo, so if you're interested in those things, stay tuned. So today I'm over at a friend of mine's house and he agreed to let me film some of his different models. He mostly collects the carbines, the 91, the Musetta modelos, or as we refer to them here in the United States as the cavalry carbines, as well as the TS models. So I'll be going over a couple of these in more detail. Now when these started coming into the country a few years ago, for a lot of people, it was a great opportunity to get back into some military surplus items at an affordable price. There really hasn't been a lot of options for those collectors out there recently, so a lot of people snapped up a lot of these while they were affordable. Now they're still out there today. There's quite a few companies that have sold out of them, but there still are a few that have them in stock. So we'll go ahead and start with this one that's in my hand. This is a Brescia 1918, and it's pretty straightforward. It's numbers matching. It has the push button style bayonet. And other than that, it's just a pretty general example. Now, of all the Model 91s, this happens to be my favorite. This is also a Brescia 1894, so this is an antique. Interesting features on here are the slide style bayonet catch, and this was before they started adding the top handguards. The wood on this is really nice, a beautiful dark brown reddish color. Very pretty, very nice overall. No cartouches or anything, but it's matching just like the rest of them. So up next we have a 1935 Gardone Valtrompia. And this is also a lever style bayonet catch, and this appears to be a beech wood. It's much thicker than all the other stocks. It does match the serial number on the stock with the barrel. I haven't seen too many of these with the thick beech stocks, so that's kind of cool. So moving on, we have a 1941 FM Brescia, and this one is also a push button bayonet latch. The wood on this is pretty nice. This has the Arsenal refurbished stamp here. What's particularly interesting about this copy is the serial number on this sticker, which also matches the name serial number underneath the sling swivel here. So I don't know if that's the Arsenal or if that was the individual that this was issued to, but I'm glad those stickers are still there and we're trying to preserve those the best we can. And up next is another 1941 FM Brescia. This one is also a push-button bayonet. The only unique feature on this one is that there is a cartouche here, and it has a little brass insert in the center. Otherwise, it's a pretty straightforward, with matching numbers on the stock and the barrel as well, and pretty good condition overall. Okay, moving on to the TS models. This is one of the more unique items in his collection. Now, this item you don't see all that often. This is an NVCB, or Napoleone e Vittorio Castelli Brescia. This model is rather rare. This is from a maker that there's not a whole lot of information on. This one has a nice cartouche at the bottom on the stock. I'll insert some closer footage. It came with this sticker, and there's also a mark on the barrel itself. Now this does have the updated bayonet lug. Overall, it's pretty beat up, but it's a very unique item for sure. It does have these dark spots dripped all over it like some of the other items. I'm not sure what that's from. Again, surplus mysteries, but one of my favorites. Continuing with the other TSs, we have a 1917 Brescia, and this has the updated bayonet lug. Also, this particular one is missing a front barrel band spring, which will be taken care of. This has also been Arsenal refurbished, has the cartouche here, and this has a repair in the stock on the toe here, which is pretty cool. I always like those repair jobs. And finally, in the TSs, we have a 1934 Beretta, which has the updated bayonet lug. This is cool because it has Beretta stamped on the receiver. And otherwise, this has been Arsenal refinished, and it's a matching numbers, but the stock was sanded, and it needs some good coats of oil to kind of bring that out of this sanded feel. But we'll take care of that today as well. Today, we will be doing an unboxing and a cleanup of one of the last pieces to his collection. He wanted to make sure and get this before they went ahead and dried up all together. So today's item is from J&G Sales. We've had some of these in the past and unboxed them on camera, so I suspect it's going to be their typical packaging. Let's take a look. Yep, box in a box. Okay, so this time we have some paper in addition to, let's get this out of here. Got some cardboard over the muzzle. Good. Immediately I'm noticing a stock repair there. 2. All right, and the reason he ordered this was because he needed a lever type bayonet release. This seems to be dirty. And this is going to be a 1919 Brescia marked. Ooh, we have an accuracy mark there. That's great. No cleaning kit. A little bit of rust. We have what appears to be an Arsenal refinished stock with the repair there. Ooh, a slight crack at the wrist right behind the top tang. That's annoying. Bolt definitely dirty. Here's the bolt. It's going to need a good cleaning. Bolt face, yeah. But nothing we can't straighten out. Let's see how the bore is looking. Well, so far very dark, but I can see some patches of oil or grease or cosmoline. But I can also see very defined rifling, so that's a good sign. So we'll get that cleaned up. So here's the bayonet. Pretty good shape. Some more cosmoline or grease there. A little bit of rust, but not too pitted, so that's good. Here's the top. Disappointed in the cracks in the wrist. The repairs are cool though. All right, so we got it broken down. And as you can see, especially in the bolt here, there is a lot of dried oil or grease, cosmoline, etc. Here in all the pieces, everything else looks pretty good. Underneath the top handguard, no cracks or anything. And when it comes to the stock, this was pretty much what we expected. See the repair marks there. and here. So there's none of that white mold that seems to be kind of common on these, which is a good thing. Let's see, another little crack right there. We can get that taken care of. But since we're talking about getting under the wood line, let's have a look at this barrel. There's some good amounts of rust. Definitely some pitting starting right there. Most of this is surface rust, so it shouldn't be a problem. But again, the friendly reminder that you need to get under there and take a look at that stuff, or it's just going to disintegrate. I took everything else apart other than the front barrel band, and right now I'm leaving the bayonet on there, and the magazine spring just won't come out yet, but magazine's looking pretty good. Magazine trigger guard looks pretty all right. The rear sight looks good. So nothing else out of the ordinary here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this nice and cleaned up, and we'll show you some aftershots. So real quick, what you want to do is you want to intercept your friend's wife's brand new steamer while she's at work, and then you want to go ahead and hang that barreled action in her favorite shower, and then just go ahead and get to work on her before she comes home. All right, well, we got her all cleaned up. As you can see, she's not going to be winning any beauty contests, but then again, she's not going to be entering them either. So you can see here, as we showed earlier, that there's two different repairs from the arsenal in the stock. We went ahead and took care of the cracks that we found in the wrist, also a few underneath the magazine. And after that, I put 5 coats of the boiled linseed oil on here, and it's a great balance. It's not glossy, it's just a nice matte finish that feels really good. So the best part about this is going to be the bore. It was excellent condition, and I'm pretty sure she's going to be a great shooter. So now that she's all nice and cleaned up, the only things missing here are a sling and a cleaning kit for the butt plate, and then she'll be all ready to go. But otherwise, pretty happy with how this came out. The stock finish feels really nice, and overall the metal looks pretty good. So it's going to be a good addition to his collection. This was the lever style bayonet catch, which is absolutely abysmal, but this is why they went away from it. This was the second pattern bayonet latch, and there was a reason they moved on to the push button. So all these items were not a part of the Ethiopian cache. These were purchased as the police trade-ins that came from Italian reserve units. Most of these were purchased either from DK Firearms or Bud's Gun Shop or J&G Sales or Gander Outdoors, that sort of thing. None of these were purchased from Royal Tiger, and the bores reflect that. And quickly, I'd just like to discuss a couple of reference material options in case anyone's interested. For a long time, this has been the gold standard, the model 1891 Carcano rifle, a detailed development and production history. This is an excellent resource for anyone that's interested in either the Carcano rifles or the carbines. Everything in here is just fantastic, wonderful photographs, great history of the makers, the cartouches, proof marks, and just about anything that you could be looking for. So go ahead and pick this one up. I believe it's about 50 bucks. And up next we have Italy's Battle Rifle, Story of the Mannlicher Carcano series of rifles. Now this was an independently published text as a labor of love by some fellow collectors. As far as I can tell, a lot of this information is based off of private collections and the items that individuals had in their personal collection. So a lot of the photographs and the numbers, the different markings, cartouches, proof marks, and variations all come from actual examples in the hands of private collectors. Now this has just become another wonderful resource to have in our libraries, and as collectors we owe these individuals a debt of gratitude, and for that we just want to say thank you. Now this book was run as a single press, but there is going to be a repressing or a second edition of this text. If you're interested and you don't know how to get in touch with them, leave me a comment and I will try and get you their contact information, as this is an excellent resource. Okay, so as promised, I have a mystery box of 6.5 Carcano ammo, and this is thanks to a fellow collector. Now, I believe this is repackaged post-war ammo, but I'm not sure. This is written in English in someone's personal handwriting and tied together with this string, which seems correct, but what's interesting is that this is also plastic wrapped, so I'm not really sure what that means. But there's only one way to find out, so let's get to it. All right. So I will try and keep the glare out of this as much as possible. But so we have this plastic wrap. So I just spilled it all over the place, but seems that this was, well, that's the reason that it was wrapped, and this is a rubber band and a string tied around it, as this had been opened before or was attempted to be resealed. Well, that's unfortunate that this side was already ripped, as I would have liked to have kept this box. However, that's how things go. So we can take a look at some of these head stamps, and they are not all the same. So let me insert some photos for you here. But what we can see here is we have some what appears to be original Carcano ammo with the torpedo style bullet. Alright, so in terms of overall condition, they sort of vary. There's definite rust on the bullets themselves, as well as the casing. Some of these are a little furry, so who knows what condition they're gonna be in. So overall, I'm a little bit disappointed that the box broke. That would have been nice to keep as a collectible, but judging by how this was packaged, I don't believe that this was original military packaging, especially the English writing here. And since the box was broken and these head stamps do not match, the internals were beat up a little bit, I'm pretty sure that this was resealed by another collector or individual who acquired this ammo over time. Still nice to have some original torpedo ammo for the Carcano. So that's going to do it for his collection today. And I know I mispronounced quite a few things here today, and I just want to say to all miei amici italiano, mi dispiace. So as always, I want to say thanks for watching. I hope you found this interesting and helpful. Until next time, keep your fingers off the trigger, and we'll see you later.